Hola, hola, it's your girl ERIKA from America. Welcome to the Confidence Chronicles podcast. This podcast is all about helping you stand in who you are. Stop giving a fuck what people think about you. Start standing as your fully expressed self. As you are, as is, there is no filter needed. You are fucking awesome, and I am here to remind you. I'm a confidence coach, and I'm a bold stand for confidence, and I cannot wait to dig into today's episode with you. Hello, and welcome back to the podcast. If you have been here before, if it's your first time, hello. I'm so freaking happy that you're here. I am wearing a ridiculously huge hat today that I just bought. Like, I feel a little bit of Pharrell vibes. It's a little bit massive, but it's really cute. So welcome to the podcast. We are talking today all about picking up other people's energies. I hear this so much in my work as a coach, working with my clients. My empaths, my husband is very much an empath, and I've had many clients who will call themselves HSPs, like a highly sensitive person. And to be honest, I think all of us have this ability to feel someone else and pick up the shit that other people are putting down if we are not aware of our own energy, of our own boundaries, of who we're being, of what we're putting out into the world. And I wanted to address this because I hear it at times like it's something we can't control and it's out of our hands. Therefore, when it's not in your control, you don't have an ability to respond, AKA responsibility has been taken off of you, now placed onto someone else. Someone else has the power. Someone else has the control. It's out of your hands. It's out of your control. No response, no ability to respond. No responsibility, right? Shout out to Dr. Wayne Dyer, who talks about this. Responsibility is your ability to respond. So if you want to change it, if you're not happy with something, if you do not take responsibility back and go, that shit's on me, or this part's on me, or this part is me, then you actually are not able to respond. You're not able to shift. You're not able to change the results, the outcome, the circumstance, and how you feel about it. So I wanted to talk about this because do I believe energy? Yes. Do I believe in vibration? Yes. Do I believe that, people can put shit onto other people? Yes. I'm not saying it's not a real thing. What I want to talk about in here is that allowing someone else's energy to affect you, that has to be our choice. And when you flip the script on this and you realize that it's actually your choice, how you choose to respond to someone else's energy, how you choose to look after yourself, what you choose to say, do, who you choose to hang out with, the situations and places you put yourself in, that has to do with you. So I had a client once who was saying that she couldn't go to the supermarket because at the supermarket, it was too much and she would pick up everybody's energy. And she wasn't okay. And then it ruined her whole day and her energy was drained and she was tired and she just couldn't cope. She couldn't focus anymore for the whole day. Like, it would ruin her day if she ended up at the supermarket and there was some vampire, energy drainers at the supermarket. So we could blame the people at the supermarket. We could blame the supermarket. We could say, oh my gosh, yeah, you're right. These people are full on. Mind you, she didn't speak to them. She could just feel their energy. And I would say, is it true that they have bad energy? Is it true that it's their shit? How do we know? What if it's us? What if it's our shit? Now, I'm not saying it's not true if you're a spiritual, energetic person. I feel that. I get it. I understand. All I'm saying is, how do we find where we are co-creating this? Where is it our responsibility? Right? Like, I'm not going to go hang out with people. I've said it before on the podcast. I'm not going to go hang out at a drug house where everybody's on drugs, heroined out, or they're smoking weed and everybody's high. I'm not going to go and put myself in a place like that. I'm not going to feel comfortable. I don't like that myself. I wouldn't do that. So why would I go hang out in that place? So number one, I wouldn't put myself in that position. And I don't have friends like that. I don't have communities like that. I don't hang out in circles like that. I'm not in that space. So there's no way that would be a house I would walk into. So number one, what places are you putting yourself into? Are you hanging out with energy vampires? Are you hanging out with dramatic people? Are you in relationship with toxic shit? It's back and forth and it's a lot. Are you in those kind of positions? Number one. And if you are, it's an invitation for you to identify what relationships need to be cut, what friendships need to be ended, what rooms you need to moonwalk out of. You need to get your ass on out of those places because it's not good for you. That's number one. We have that ability to go, this isn't good for me. I don't want to be here. I don't like this. I'm not about this. This doesn't fit my values. I'm out. That's number one. Number two, you go into places that you have no control over. Let's say the supermarket. And maybe you feel like, when you walk into like a weird place and you're like, oh, this place feels weird or like dangerous or like ghetto fabulous or too bougie or whatever. You walk into a place and you can feel it. I usually would leave. I'd be like, nah, I don't like it in here. I'm out. If I had to stay and buy something, let's say, if I had to stay for a reason that I had to, not a choice, do I want to? Because if I don't want to, I'm out. But if I had to buy something and I'm at a store and it doesn't feel good, I would just do what I have to do, focus on what I'm there to buy, get it, and peace the fuck out. I struggle to think about how you're in a supermarket that you chose to be in and somebody in there feels energetically draining, and why you would, number one, attach yourself to that person by giving them focus and energy. And then how you would go into a story about that person when you don't actually know what's going on for them. And let's say you're super spiritual and you can feel energy. How do you know it's not your own energy that you're feeling or your own projection onto that human being? Because the reality is, as a solid person, whether you're spiritual, religious, atheist, doesn't matter. As a solid person who's responsible for their own lives and their own results, anything that you're perceiving from someone else is a perception. It's not reality. It's not true. So how do we not know that it's not you that's projecting your shit, that it's your stuff that's coming off? It's very Byron Katie, loving what is. It reminds me of loving what is. And Eckhart Tolle's spoken about this many times before. If we are people who feel empathetic and who are highly sensitive and where we go somewhere and we can feel people's energies, we really have an opportunity to be responsible for who is showing up in those spaces. Are you showing up and taking on other people's shit? Are you showing up and judging people that are supposedly projecting onto you? Are you showing up and letting go of all responsibility of yourself and your autonomy and how you feel and your energy and your vibration and your vibe and collapsing it into the other person? Because we have an opportunity here to go, okay, I feel like hanging out with that person. Like my mom was just here. Whoo, girl, talk about energy sucking. I knew like my nervous system was tight, like fucking knotted. It was so tight and so thick, I couldn't cut through it inside my nervous system. Then my mind and my body externally were trying to protect and hold space for me. But I knew all this was going on. And I set this up. I booked her here to be here for fucking 3 months. I knew I did this to myself. So now we have to deal with the consequence. So what do? I give a limited amount. And then when I'm done, I walk away. I stop talking. I go have a shower. I ask for quiet time. I set a boundary. I firmly say, can you stop talking to me about that? I don't want to hear that. Right? I look after myself. I'm taking responsibility for how I can control my own situation. I can't take responsibility for who she's being and what she's upset about or not upset about. And that person that's not me should not have any right to determine how I feel. And if I give that person the power and the right to determine how I feel, and then I blame it on them that it's because of them, that's why I'm this way, to me, that's full victim space. It's because of you, that's why I feel this. It's because you're draining and you're an energy vampire, that's why I'm drained. It's because you have a lot of trauma and bullshit going on, that's why I can't focus. To me, that's a lack of responsibility. And as a coach and as someone that does this work and who had a fucked up life, who took the power back and healed my own shit and created my life, I struggle with that concept. I struggle with the concept that I'm picking up your energy. If you're picking up other people's energy, why are you picking it up? You picked it up. It doesn't attach to you. If I hold a pen and I decide I want to let the pen go, I open my hand, the pen falls out. The pen's not holding me, I'm holding it. And that's a way to look at it. And I think what's the most, and whether you believe me or not, or you agree with me or not, what's more empowering? That energy vampires are sucking your energy and you can do nothing about it? Or, you know what? Those people, I'm perceiving that they're taking my energy. What can I do? How can I take responsibility and get my energy back? To me, that's more empowering because it puts it back on me. I love shit to come back to me. Some of us don't want it to come back to us. We want to point the finger out and blame other people or say it's because of that. That's why I'm this way. And I'm like, yo, if you have the ability to respond, the ability to say it's me and find out how it's you, I promise you, you become the creator of your whole world. Does that mean you go hang out with negative ass people and you like it? No. It means, number one, you don't put yourself into positions where there are negative people. And I believe we always have a choice. And if you are in a position and you don't have a choice, for example, me with my mom for 60 days in my house, I booked her the flight. I wasn't going to tell her to leave. I had no choice. She was going to be there. So I created things for myself in my own home to protect myself and make sure that I wasn't drained. I had boundaries. I had timelines. I had communication. I had difficult conversations. I mean, we booked her flight 2 weeks early because it was too much. That was hard to do with Puerto Rican people. Yo, like, you don't tell your mother que se vaya 2 weeks early. Like, bye, see you, mom. That was hard for us to do as Puerto Rican ethnic people. But that was a choice I made to have that conversation. I made a choice to pay money to change her ticket. Thankfully, they didn't charge me, but I was happy to pay $2,000 to change her flight. That's a choice I'm making. It's a choice what I made. It's a choice to say, at this time, I'm going to close the door. It's a choice to say, when you speak about that, that's not okay. Don't do that in my house. It's a choice to tell her something that's uncomfortable. Instead of going, what do I do? She's draining my energy. She's in my house. Oh, well, I have no boundaries. And she's, I can feel her. Okay, I could feel her, but I could also go, I don't want to feel her. I could also cleanse. I could also take a shower and let all that shit come off of me in the shower. I could also say, hey, mom, at this time, when I wake up, I don't want you to do this so that I don't feel that. I could also remove myself from places I don't want to be. I have power. You have power. When you put your power onto other people and you say it's because you're an empath or because you're spiritual or because you're a feeler or energetically you're open. So how do we close that? Open it when you want to open it. Get the control back. How do you get your power back so that your power is not being given to external circumstances or people or situations? That is not you operating from a place of power. You could be a psychic. You could be a medium. You could be an energy healer. You could be, a clairvoyant. And if you're not learning how to get the skill of what is mine and what is yours, and what is mine I'm keeping and what is yours I'm not keeping. I don't need to walk away with your shit. As a hairdresser, people would just sit in my chair and energetically shit on my shoulders. They would be opening magazines, talking about celebrities. They would be talking shit about their lives. As a hairdresser, I was just consuming their energetic dump on my shoulders. Now, we could say, oh, hairdressers are therapists and that's what we do. Or we could go, hey, you know what? We're going to get rid of the gossip magazines in the hair salon. I'm going to tell my client, babe, I love you, but I'm not interested in talking about Kim Kardashian's ass. Let's talk about your hair. Let me talk to you about your dry ends. Let me upsell you a treatment. Why don't you buy this shampoo? Let me rebook you. I could focus on doing that as a hairdresser instead of talking bullshit about Kim Kardashian and her weight gain or weight loss. That's my choice. I have the power. I have the power as the client. I have the power as the hairdresser. It doesn't matter who you are in this position. When you realize that you are in a power position as a human being on planet Earth and that you could choose the experiences that you have. And if you don't like it, you could say, I don't like it. I don't want to do this. If you don't feel good, you could walk out and say, I don't feel good. I would ask yourself, instead of blaming it on you're empathetic and you're picking up their shit, it's like, hold on, why am I here? Why haven't I said something? Why didn't I quit? Why didn't I walk away? Why don't I find a new job? Why don't I leave that relationship? Why don't I tell my friend I don't want to gossip about other women? Why don't we try that? That's to me more empowering. And again, I'm a coach and I'm coming from a place of responsibility. Can you take responsibility? Do you have an ability to respond? That's the power place where I'm going to come from, because I believe that we get to create our lives. Doesn't matter where we came from, our past or the bullshit we went through. And trust me, I fucking know. Right? My story, I get it. I believe that as a creator, I get to create the life that I want. I get to set up the circumstances that I'm in. And if I don't like them, I also, as a creator, have the power to change them. So I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to leave you with that to think about and marinate on. Are you picking shit up because you're an empathetic person and you're a highly sensitive person? Or are you choosing to hold on to other people's shit, projecting other people's shit, projecting your shit, not having solid boundaries, not looking after yourself, whether it's energetic, spiritual, doesn't matter. Are you cleansing? Are you taking responsibility for what's not yours that you took? There's a beautiful podcast. I had someone who was an empathetic on my podcast, and she shares about this. I'll tag it inside of the show notes so you can listen to that. But I believe that it's our responsibility as conscious beings, as women who are here to take power back, to go, you know what? What I'm doing is actually taking my power away. It's not them. It's not those people. It's not that place. It's how I'm showing up in that place. I'm allowing. What are we allowing? What are you no longer willing to allow when it comes to your energy? When it comes to you feeling like you're drained, when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to your friendships, please know that you have the power. The minute you know you do, the minute that you remember, oh shit, actually, I am co-creating my experience in this world. That's the minute everything changes. And I hope that serves you. I love your face. Thank you so much for listening. I so appreciate your ears, your time, your energy, and your attention. Please do me a favor and head over to Apple iTunes, subscribe so that you don't miss an episode. Share this episode with a sister who you know needs to hear it. And if you feel called to, leave me a review. I'd love to know what you think about the podcast. I'd love to know how this information is helping you change your world. Thank you so much for being here. I know that there are many podcasts you could listen to, and I really appreciate you listening to mine. Have a gorgeous week, honey.